What properties come to mind when you think of steel? For most people, I think it would be its high strength, lightweight, and most importantly, durability. On the flip side, however, there are many who would question the durability of steel. And that is because they believe that steel is subject to corrosion, making it a bad choice of material for construction, as corrosion can be destructive, dangerous, and expensive. But this is really true. Let's find out from our experts by deep diving into the topic of corrosion and understand how to handle these challenges, as well as if and how steel can be truly durable. With me here today, we have Paulina Anders, Design Department Manager, ViaCon Poland, and Paul Rawcliffe, Senior Technical Manager, ViaCon UK. Let's start with you, Paulina. What is the impact of corrosion on steel and what really happens?
Hello, Frida. I'm happy to be here in this discussion to unveil the mystery around steel and corrosion, together with Paul. Coming back to your question, the impact of corrosion on structures and materials is indeed a significant challenge. Corrosion can compromise the integrity, safety, and of course, durability of various materials, especially steel. Managing and preventing corrosion is crucial in various industries, including construction, infrastructure, and transportation. Implementing effective corrosion protection measures is essential to ensure the longevity and performance of structures, making it an ongoing challenge for engineers. Designers must be aware of the threats arising from corrosion at a very early stage of the design process when deciding where to design a particular facility and what its function really is. Whether it's a road bridge, a bridge over a river, or perhaps animal crossing, durability requirements differ for specific application scenarios. For example, the designing life is typically determined based on the intended function and importance of the bridge or culvert. Most commonly, for culverts, service life ranges from 50 to 80 years. Meanwhile, for bridges, it extends from 100 to 120 years.
Wow, that is really impressive. So it seems that the lifespan of a steel bridge and also culverts in some cases is longer than the human lifespan. So is it possible to predict the durability of a given engineering solution using steel?
The short answer is yes, but there's more to it actually. Predicting the durability of soil steel bridges involves a combination of engineering analysis, material selection, and consideration of environmental factors. Engineers must consider the exposure conditions that the bridge, tank, or any other facility will be subjected to. Environmental exposure classes help to categorize the severity of environmental influences, allowing for appropriate material selection and corrosion protection measures. The transparency of designing anti-corrosion protection is enhanced by codes and standards where annual degradation rates for anti-corrosion coatings are given. It's important to note that the specific requirements and practices may vary based on national annexes or additional local standards adopted by individual countries. Engineers should refer to the relevant national implementation for specific durability design requirements, applicable in a particular region, of course. The same approach is certainly applied to stormwater solutions. However, let's take the opinion of our stormwater solution expert.
Yes, we're fortunate to have Paul with us here today, so greetings, Paul.
Hi, Frida.
As Paulina said, we'd like to know what is your experience regarding corrosion protection and the durability of stormwater solutions, particularly those utilizing corrugated steel?
Well, I'm pleased to be here with you today to discuss this. Durability is an especially important part of the performance specification for ViaCon products. We are keen to talk about it, and it is an area our customers and their investors are interested in. Designing stormwater solutions requires us to choose the correct pipe diameters and provide the correct steel thickness for the pipe to support the load from the ground above, and any traffic there might be. For the traffic, this could mean cars in a car park above, it could mean heavy goods vehicles in a logistics service yard, or it could indeed mean full highway traffic.
So is it possible to design durability?
Yes, it is. There are two distinct parts to pipe design, its structural capacity and its design life. These two factors together account for durability of a steel pipe. When we deliver CPD seminars to engineers and contractors, durability is always a hot topic, and we get a lot of questions about it.
So what are those questions and what concerns do these engineers and constructors have?
Many people understand that steel tanks and pipes are used for storing or carrying water, for rainwater harvesting maybe, or water mains delivering water to towns and cities. However, we do get asked about the durability of corrugated steel pipes buried underground for attenuation, the temporary storage of rainwater from a warehouse roof, car park or logistics service yard. Across our markets and countries, as Paulina has said for bridges and culverts, the design life of underground stone water tanks vary, depending on the intended use and the funding sources.
So please elaborate, what does that mean?
Private schemes funded by developers may require a shorter design life, aligned with the expected lifespan of the development. For example, the lifespan of residential buildings could range from 60 to 100 years or 40 to 60 years for commercial buildings. The lifespan of industrial buildings can vary significantly depending on their usage, with some designed to last 25 years, others up to 50 years. Some developments may require in excess of 60 years, and with efficient design and correct maintenance regimes, this is possible. All this is guidance for the building. The associated infrastructure may be expected to last a little longer due to reduced exposure to environmental factors as well as wear and tear. Government agency-funded projects such as highways, etc., can have lifespans of over 100 to 120 years. But it isn't only about the water stored in rainwater tanks. The environmental classification also has us consider the properties of the existing ground and if groundwater can affect the environment in which we're installing the stormwater tank.
I see. I could never have imagined that design, among others, could be such an important factor in influencing the durability of steel. Is it enough with the design being efficient or the environmental or other factors being favorable? Let's start with you, Paulina.
I would say the raw materials and extensive testing in both favorable and non-favorable simulated environments is integral to the success of any design. Would you agree, Paul?
Absolutely, Paulina. But I'd say let's hear it directly from the expert, Herbert Sigovic from Wupperman, the raw material supplier to ViaCon.
Great idea, Paul. Let's hear from Herbert about the testing procedures regarding the corrosion resistance of anti-corrosion coatings applied to the coils used by ViaCon in manufacturing helical pipes and tanks.
Hi, Herbert.
Hello,
Nice to
Adam.
see you again.
Nice to see you.
I'm interested in discussing aspect of the raw material your company supply to ViaCon. I would like to inquire about the testing procedure regarding the corrosion resistance of anti-corrosion coatings applied to the coils used by ViaCon for manufacturing our pipes and water tanks. Could you elaborate on the methods employed for testing the anti-corrosion corrosion resistance and anti-corrosion coatings? How we can verify that coatings meet the necessary standard for quality and durability?
Sure, Adam. Sure. Wupperman continuously monitors the quality of the product. That means in the factory itself, the zinc layer thickness is continuously checked to ensure basic corrosion protection. So in addition, correct protection and adhesion are checked during this production. To this end, we also carry out some more internal tests to go also far beyond the standards set out in the standards. So we are really testing here a lot more than which is necessary. Retention samples are also taken from ongoing production in order to have original sheets in the event of any problems. So additionally, also, sure, a lot of corrosion tests are also done, like salt spray tests, real climate simulation tests, abrasion tests, also here conducted in our laboratory, but also for sure in laboratories from third party. So W Protect, as we call it, also offers a high level of durability, as well also a high level of sustainability. As we all know, steel is 100% recyclable, but also our galvanization process offers a lot of advantages. In addition, the Wupperman location in Hungary, where it is produced, is also sustainable with CO2 advantages of more than 30% compared to other galvanization plants. In addition, Wupperman also offers here in the end steel with significantly reduced CO2 emissions.
Good. Okay. But what is the experience of using this raw material with the same anti-corrosion coatings in similar industries or applications?
Yeah, Wupperman has been producing products with the highest level of corrosion protection in Europe for over 30 years now. So we are still the only ones who can, for an example, apply zinc coatings of up to 1,300 grams per square meter, which means 90 microns on the product. In addition to the application that ViaCon is familiar with, this protection is also used in silo construction, hall construction, snow barriers on roofs, so especially in Scandinavia. And above all in the photovoltaic industry. So Wupperman supports here really companies around the world in setting up solar systems, helps here to have a necessary corrosion protection on it and find individual solutions. So we are conventional solutions such as concrete or batch galvanizing process can be represented cost efficiently with our products, but above all in a time optimized manner. Also for safety barriers, for example, we offer here good and competitive solutions.
Understand. Good. Could you provide any report or certificate confirming the durability and corrosion resistance of the coils with coatings?
Yeah, the quality of the film coating has been checked and tested in many ways. The product itself has been in use in the United States now for more than over 50 years. So therefore, the most important statement from my point of view is that during this time in the United States, and here you really have to keep in mind that we have very critical climate conditions in USA, like massive storms, heavy winters, it was working there without any big issues. The product therefore demonstrates its stability in real life, and this was controlled and checked also by, for an example, by NACE. Of course, further tests have been done here to carry out the quality of the product. So it is tested according some corrosion standards to fulfill here the corrosivity category of C5, which is more or less the highest one, and also to fulfill EM3 requirements, which means long life given in soil is here conformed. So we also do a lot of abrasion testings following here some ASTM standards, also with absolutely excellent results. So the zinc coating itself is of course a well-known product. So following here, yeah, any corrosion standard you have on worldwide, like ISO 12944. So the quality of our pure zinc coating is here, of course, very good, especially for culverts, and yeah, I think also much better than batch galvanized solutions.
Thank you very much.
That was very insightful. Thanks to Herbert at Wupperman, now we have validation that the steel we use at ViaCon is already protected against corrosion, has been rigorously tested too. So, Paulina, when you're working on a solution, is there a way to prove that our solution meets the requirements?
Of course, our company standards involve protection in the form of fire-applied zinc coating, adhering to the recommended thickness specified in the standards. In case where additional durability is needed, a paint coating is applied, with its thickness adjusted through calculations. In standard applications, epoxy, polyurethane, or polymer coatings are used. If these coatings prove insufficient, we have an option to increase the thickness of the structural plates. Let me give you an example. A culvert under the road in a sea-free environment is protected with a zinc coating with a thickness of 42 microns, giving it a service life of circa about 50 years. If it's necessary to ensure longer durability, the culvert is designed with an additional polymer coating with a thickness of 300 microns, giving it a service life of over 100 years.
Okay, I see. And what about the requirements when it's a more challenging situation? What happens then? And how can we ensure that our solution meets these challenging requirements?
That's a very good question. For more challenging requirements, we have a solution dedicated to specific, unusual applications such as facility built in salty seawater. Then, for instance, yacht on Balto Lake or similar coating can be applied. It's a high-build polyester coating with an outstanding track record. This coating further strengthens the steel to withstand the most difficult conditions.
That is really impressive. And Paul, how is this managed within stormwater solution?
Well, galvanized coatings of corrugated steel pipes in stormwater management is the go-to solution, satisfying the most common installations in good environmental conditions. Sometimes, though, a little extra is needed. For example, we offer a polymer-coated corrugated steel pipe if, for instance, the ground is classed as an aggressive environment. It is possible instead that the ground or water being carried isn't aggressive, but an extra long design life might be required. But not only secondary coatings, while the need isn't as common, we are able to offer steel with different primary coatings instead of standard galvanizing. For example, we can offer steel where the galvanized coating has a higher magnesium content if the soil has higher acidity. Similarly, in the case of greater alkalinity, higher chloride or sulfate content, an aluminized coating would offer great protection. In summary, zinc coating offers the durability required for most of our stormwater management applications, but sometimes when extra durability is required due to a longer design life or a more aggressive environment, we then have those other options.
Okay, I see. Well, without any further ado then, let's hear directly from Jan-Alex, our supplier for Hotdip galvanization, on what makes Hotdip galvanization a robust armor for steel.
Hello,
Hello,
it's nice to meet you here.
nice to meet you also.
Could you say a few words about you?
Yes, my name is Radosław Popławski. I'm from company named Jan-Alex. I'm a salary director.
Okay, nice. So I will ask you, as I mentioned before, two questions related to durability, which is a topic of this webinar. First question, has the hot dip galvanization process evolved over the years to increase quality and in the same time durability of the coating?
I think it's a good question. The hot galvanizing process has been a modern anti-corrosion technology for steel structures for many years, ensuring high quality and durability of the coating. Generally, over the years, there have been no significant changes in the galvanizing process itself. Any changes occur mainly in the compositions of the zinc bed, where differences occur in the structure of the elements. However, it's important to realize that the compositions of the zinc bed is often a company secret.
Okay, I see. So then it's pushed me to the second question. what factors determine the quality of the hot dip galvanizing coating on corrugated steel, which we galvanize in your company? Which elements of the galvanization process affect the outcome?
Factors determining the quality of the zinc coating can be divided into external and internal. External factors are those occurring in the client side. This include, for example, properly designed structure, appropriate selection of steel grade, or contamination on the surface of the sheets. Internal factors are those arising from the galvanizing. The quality of the coating may be determined, for example, by the method of hanging the sheets, the quality of the chemical bath, the time of accuracy of steel etching, the composition of the zinc bed, the clean lines of the zinc bed, also the galvanizing time and the galvanizing temperature. If we think about it, each element of the galvanizing process can, of course, to greater or lesser extent, influence the result, sometimes improving or sometimes reducing the quality of the zinc coating. In such the situations, the many years of experience of given galvanizing plants become very, very important.
So I have also additional questions. So it means that you have, by your controlling system, you have influence on the outcome to be as a best possible quality galvanization as possible.
Yes, exactly. We have the controlling system. And of course, it's very important our productions because we check the all elements who correspond the results of the galvanizing.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
After hearing this, I am convinced about steel being completely durable. But of course, it is the opinion of our customers that matter the most. Are they happy with the solution ViaCon has provided? Does the ViaCon solution meet all the requirements? Let's hear from one of our customers.
Hello, Magnus.
Hello, Adam.
So good to see you here.
Yeah, thanks.
Please tell us shortly about you something.
Yes, Magnus Wiberg is my name, working in Sweco in Sweden in the Gothenburg office. I'm a civil engineer working mainly with bridges, and I've done so for close to 30 years now. Yeah, right now I'm managing one of our groups here, and but still working a lot with bridges in different projects.
Did you have a contact with ViaCon engineers last time, discussing about corrugated steel solutions?
Yeah, I've been working with these structures almost my entire career, actually. So I'm very familiar with your corrugated steel structures and the concept overall. I've been working with it for over 20 years.
Okay, good. I would like to ask you two questions connected to our webinar. So first question is durability one of the tasks in the design process in your daily task as an engineer, as a designer?
Yes, durability is of course very important in designing these structures or structures overall. And however, the expected design life for these structures are rigorously described in the codes. So we really only need to follow the codes in this regard when choosing, for instance, corrosion protection layers and steel thickness and other things. However, we also have to consider, of course, effects during the lifespan of the bridge that could affect the durability, like rapid flow of water should be avoided by choosing correct profile diameters, for instance, to prevent abrasion and corrosion, or erosion of backfilling material, also very important. And also damages during handling and installation is also a risk factor that we have seen, and that we have to handle these and give advice to our customers how to manage these issues in a good way. And we have to take some protective measures when we use these structures for traffic, when the traffic is passing through, like crash barriers and other protective efforts that can be important in some cases to avoid damages on the corrosion layers. This can be more important than for concrete structure, and it's important that we don't disregard these.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you for your answer. And my next question will be, is the solution for culverts and bridges proposed by ViaCon using corrugated steel plates as durable as those made of reinforcement concrete? What's your opinion on this matter?
Yeah, if you design with durability in mind and take some additional protective measures into account, the result should be the same or sufficient. We cannot manage the 120-year lifespan for corrugated steel structures in water applications. So that is a limitation that we have, but otherwise we can use them as well as the concrete structures in most of the applications that we need, and also solutions for repairing damages to the corrosion protection layer is less expensive than for other type of bridge structures. So it's a benefit, of course. And if you remember the importance of informing the contractor about proper handling of the structures during installation, proper instructions for backfilling, and the importance of key parameters like the height of cover and the use of proper backfilling materials. If you do this in a good way, then we see that these structures are a very good match for concrete structures.
Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your answer.
Thank you for this positive recognition of the work ViaCon do, and we are committed to continue on this journey. Okay, so I do have still a few more questions. Paulina, once the solution is prepared and put into operations, what are the most common maintenance procedures carried out in a soil steel bridge?
It's a good question. While European codes provides guidelines for design, it acknowledges the importance of maintenance in ensuring the durability of steel structures. Typical maintenance tasks for corrugated structures include conducting regular inspections, removing impurities, controlling drainage to ensure that systems are free from blockages, and last but not least, renovating and repairing mechanical damages to paint coatings, which significantly extends the life of the structure. Regular monitoring of technical conditions of corrugated steel sheets, ensuring their safety and functionality for required lifetime.
I see. And what about stormwater solution, Paul? What is the most common maintenance procedure?
Well, we designed stormwater attenuation tanks so that person access is possible. This means that the inside of a buried tank can be physically inspected. Projects and the sites where tanks are installed vary, so we recommend that in the first year, several inspections are carried out to assess what the quality of water is that passes through the tank. Does it leave any sediment behind? After this, it is possible to decide how often a tank may be inspected. It may only be every 5 years or so. At those inspections, it would be decided if any maintenance was required. In the case of stormwater tanks, the most likely time that the pipe's coating may be damaged would be if badly handled on site. This is rare. However, we do supply a simple repair kit, which allows for the pipe to be reprotected if the zinc coating is damaged in small areas. EN ISO 1461 describes this process.
Okay, thank you, Paul, and thank you, Paulina. And with that, we have come to the end of our discussion, and let's open up for the Q&A session.
All right. So I think the first question here is actually for you, Paulina. What is the reserve for corrosion in the thickness of steel for soil steel bridges?
Thank you, Frida. This is actually an additional plate thickness that is not taken into account when it comes to static and strength calculation, meaning that the thickness intended for corrosion will degrade over the time. The thickness that is used as a reserve for corrosion depends on the required durability, of course. And it's most of the time 1 or 2 millimeters. If you need any more detailed information, just please reach me. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's see. Another question for you, Paulina. I think it's you. Is it possible to use paint coating instead of galvanizing on a structure made of corrugated steel?
As we said like a few minutes ago, there are several types of anti-corrosion protection. It may be zinc coating only, zinc coating with paint coating, and it can be also a paint coating applied directly to properly prepared black steel. Without going into further details, the simple answer to that question is yes. However, as always, it depends on the corrosiveness of the environment. So it has to be deeply discussed whether it is possible to apply only paint coating. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's see, we have, and I think this one goes to you, Paul. Is it a problem that water running through a stormwater tank may carry silts along the invert of the pipe, damaging the galvanization?
Hi. Well, no, not necessarily. It's a question of good design, really, to make sure that doesn't happen. Of course, the bed load, the amount of sediments being carried through can vary, but that design can consider that. So if there is a heavy bed load, there are measures that can be taken. It might be heavier galvanization, secondary coating, or maybe an invert protection like a flat base or low flow channel. But the fact that we can address these concerns with good design means really always talk to us about your concerns and we will address it.
All right, let's see, someone is writing, but let me see. All right, Paul, it was mentioned alternative protection for water tanks by using polymer coating on top of the galvanized steels. Can you please explain more when this option is needed?
Well, it can be for different reasons. It can be to extend the design life to 120 years if it's not possible already with the extra steel thickness alone or galvanized weight. It could be that in an aggressive environmental setting, polymer coating would contribute to the required design life.
All right. Let me try to monitor at the same time here. All right, for Paulina, can corrosion on the backfill side be monitored during use? If so, how?
Yes, it can be monitored during the time. It requires, of course, some additional system apply on the plate thickness. We have such kind of a situation, and we have a solution for that. But for more details, I require you to reach me directly. Then I will give more details when it comes to that.
All right. I would say then thank you all for joining us for this discussion. We hope this has been insightful for you and helped bust the myth that there is no remedy for corrosion. And as we learned today, the fact is that it is indeed possible to not only completely protect steel from corrosion, but there are mechanisms that also can have greatly enhanced the durability of steel, giving it in an unbelievably long lifespan up to 100 or even 120 years. And if you'd like to learn more about the challenges we have solved, visit our Knowledge Hub, ViaCon Academy. And please do not hesitate to contact your closest or local ViaCon representative in Europe, and our engineers will be glad to find a solution for you. A recording of this webinar will be later available on our Knowledge Hub, ViaCon Academy, along with a Q&A. So see you soon with more insightful discussions. And until then, keep following us in digital channels and take care. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.